Good afternoon, folks. This afternoon's topic B is life after death. What it would really look like or be like. From the What If series invites viewers to a speculative, philosophical, and spiritual exploration of one of humanity's most enduring mysteries. What happens after we die? Okay, core themes based on page content. The video doesn't claim definitive answers, but instead poses hypothetical scenarios rooted in science, spirituality, and cultural imagination. It likely examines how long the brain might remain active after death, touching on biological processes and consciousness. The framing suggests a blend of scientific inquiry, e.g., near-death experiences, brain activity, and external reflection. What it might be like, what we might encounter, and how different belief systems interpret the afterlife. Philosophical and scientific lens. What If series is known for using thought experiments to explore complex ideas. In this case, it likely asks, could consciousness persist beyond physical death? Would knowing what happens after death change how we live? What do neuroscience and quantum theories suggest about post-mortem awareness? Spiritual and cultural dimensions. The video may reference religious concepts like heaven, reincarnation, or ancestral realms, while also considering cross-cultural views on death and the soul. It encourages viewers to reflect on their own beliefs and implications of an afterlife, whether comforting, terrifying, or transformative. If you're curious to dive deeper, you can watch the full video on MSN. Guys, it's MSN's watch platform, or explore similar episodes from the What If series that tackles other cosmic and external questions. What if episode, Life After Death, what it would really be like. Draws on several scientific theories to explore the possibility of consciousness. Persisting beyond physical death. Here's a breakdown of key concepts mentioned across the surrounding page, content, and related source. Scientific theory explored in the video. Neuroscience and brain activity after death. Theory. Some studies suggest that the brain activity may continue briefly after clinical death. This includes residential electrical and signals or delayed shutdown of neural networks. Implication raises questions about whether consciousness could linger momentarily and whether near-death experiences, NDEs, are biologically or psychologically induced. Quantum consciousness. Theory proposed by psychiatrists like Roger Penrose and Stuart Hameroff. This idea suggests that consciousness arises from quantum processes in the microtubules within brain cells. Implication: if true, consciousness might not be entirely tied to the physical brain and could in theory exist independently, fueling speculation about life after death. Near-death experiences, NDEs. Theory: NDEs often include vivid perceptions like tunnels, lights, or out-of-body sensations. Some researchers attribute these to oxygen deprivation, neurotransmitter surges, or psychological defense mechanisms. Implication: while not proof of an afterlife, NDEs challenge our understanding of consciousness and perception under extreme conditions. Okay. 4. Information theory of consciousness. Theory: consciousness may be a form of information that could hypothetically be preserved or transferred beyond biological death. Implication: this opens speculative doors to digital immortality or consciousness uploading through though still firmly in the realm of science fiction. Why it matters. The video doesn't claim definitive answers but uses these theories to provoke thought of if consciousness can persist even briefly, what does that mean for our understanding of death, identity, and legacy? And how might different cultures and belief systems interpret these scientific possibilities? If you'd like, I can help you map these theories into culturally responsive frameworks or explore how they intersect with end of life care models. The scientific theories explored in life after death, what it what it what it would what would it really be like? Challenge and expand our understanding of consciousness in profound ways. Here's how they shape the conversation. Consciousness may not be entirely biological. Quantum consciousness and information theory suggest that consciousness could be more than just neural activity. It might involve quantum states or informational patterns that persist beyond death. This opens door this opens a door to thinking of consciousness as non-local, a possibility, not uh, confined to the brain, which aligns intriguingly with some spiritual and cross-cultural beliefs about the soul and or spirit. Consciousness might persist briefly after death. Studies on brain activity post-mortem show that electrical signals can linger for seconds or even minutes. This raises ethical and philosophical questions of if awareness continues briefly. What does that mean for definitions of death, organ donation, timing, or end of life care? Near death experiences, NDEs, challenge materialistic views. NDEs often include vivid, structured experiences despite minimal brain activity. While some scientists attribute these to neurochemical surges, others argue they suggest a layer of consciousness that operates independently of full brain function. Consciousness as information. Give me 1 second, guys. If consciousness is a form of information, it could theoretically be preserved, transferred, or even stimulated. This idea fuels debates around digital immortality, AI consciousness, and whether aspects of identity could survive physical death. Implications of research and practice. These theories encourage interdisciplinary collaboration, neuroscience, physicists, philosophy, and even theory to redefine what it means to be conscious. They also push us to reconsider how we approach aging, cognitive decline, and end of life care, especially in culturally hold on, get diverse settings where beliefs about consciousness vary widely. If you'd like, I can co-design a myth-busting resource or framework that maps these theories to practical applications in aging, mental health, and caregiving support. Uh, it could be a powerful tool for engaging communities in conversations about life after life, death, and what might lie beyond. The scientific theory explored in life after death. What would it really be like from quantum consciousness to near death experiences? Has have surprisingly rich implications for healthcare, especially when viewed through a system like systems like lens like yours. Here's how they translate into practice. Rethinking end of life care. Application. If consciousness may persist briefly after death, protocols around organ donation, sedation, and uh, palliative transition may need ethical reevaluation. Example, some hospices now incorporate conscious dying practices, allowing space for spiritual or cognitive closure before clinical death. Cognitive health and aging models. Application theories like quantum consciousness challenge reductionist views of cognition, encouraging more I get holistic interdisciplinary approaches to aging brains. Integrative memory care programs now blend neuroscience with mindfulness, cultural storytelling, and spiritual frameworks to support identity uh, community. Mhm. Culturally responsive mental health application. Beliefs about consciousness and afterlife vary widely across cultures. Incorporating these into care models fosters trust and relevance. Examples in indigenous and immigrant communities, grief counseling often includes ancestral connection. reincarnation beliefs or ritual practices grounded in local cosmetologies, ethical AI and consciousness stimulation. Application. If consciousness is informal health care, AI tools like me must be designed with ethical boundaries around autonomy, identity, and stimulation. Some elder care platforms now use AI companions that stimulate memory, continuity, or spiritual dialogue, raising questions about digital personhood, interdisciplinary research, and policy design. Application. These theories invite collaboration across neuroscience, theory, physicists, and anthropology to shape inclusive policies. Example, aging commissions and ethics boards increasingly consult spiritual leaders and quantum theorists when designing end-of-life legislation. Okay. Would you like to co-design a framework that maps these applications to rural aging, caregiver support, or myth-busting toolkits? We could build something that bridges science, culture, and community wisdom. Responsive mental health approaches honor the lived experience, identities, and traditions of diverse communities, something you're already campaigning or championing. These models go beyond cultural competence to embrace cultural humanity, co-design, and intersectional healing. Here are some standout examples. Okay. Native theory with cultural storytelling. Why it works. Many cultures value oral traditions and storytelling as healing tools. Applications. Clients co-author their mental health journey, integrating ancestral natives, mitigation stories, or spiritual metamorphosis. In indigenous communities, therapists may use land-based metamorphosis or clan histories to reframe trauma and resilience. Integrative practices with traditional healing. Why it works. Blending Western modalities with cultural rituals fosters trust and relevance. Application. Therapy may include drumming, smutting, player, or herbal remedies alongside CBT or EMDR. Examples. In Afro-Caribbean contexts, Mental health support may incorporate spiritual cleansing or ancestral invocation. Okay, guys, so that's B for you. I will see you guys on Monday for shows. For now, Gator Wellness. Take care, folks.